God bless everybody. I'm gonna put another video right here. My page H.O.T.M. Just thought I should talk about this. I couldn't put it in my Facebook, but I wanted to reach more people. And I think the topic today is gonna be, responsibilities as a Christian. That a lot of people don't talk about. I'm the type of person that don't believe on, on God telling a person that has a job. If they have a job, I don't believe, unless it's a calling as a pastor, missionary, or a certain calling that requires 100% full time. But a person that God comes and tells them, listen, I want you to leave your job, so you could serve me. And supposedly that's what God said. And all of a sudden, 90% of their time, they're just sitting home collecting food stamps or collecting government checks, and only work God's time only 10%. I don't believe that is a true calling from God, because one thing that I have learned and understood from God is that God calls us to reproduce. God calls us to create. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not a pastor or a missionary that's constantly working 24 hours a day, even in your sleep, you're meditating, what can you do for God tomorrow? If you're not a person like that, I don't believe that God will take you to take you out from your job for you to be a beggar, for you to be depending on a government that's willing, to crucify you as soon as they get the chance. I believe that God, calls us all, like I told you, to reproduce. So a lot of people like to depend on God, having the ability to be able to go work, having the strength and the healed body, to be able to work. They prefer not to work, but to live off of the government or live off of somebody. That's why when you see in church somebody that comes that has money, everybody like leeches jump on that person to try to live off of what they got. And the person comes and they convert to God, person that has money, and their heart is give. So all of a sudden they giving, and people are with them. But once that dries out, that financial state dries out, you see them move on to somebody else or something else. And they're always looking for freebies. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't believe that God makes that possible. That's not the God, They like to listen and they like to believe that God, when God called Peter as a fisherman, when God called John, the 12 disciples, to follow him, you got to think about it. It was a different time. You know what I'm saying? It was a different time in life where you didn't have a mortgage. If you didn't own a piece of land, then you just lived. You know what I'm saying? And you could have lived off of anything. You could have raised your own animals. You could have raised. So you didn't really have the needs that you have now. But now you got to pay rent or mortgage. You got to pay your cell phone. You got to pay your car. You got to pay gas. You got to pay so many different things. And I see a lot of people that don't think about, think about when they're ready to retire. When they're ready to retire, when you're 60, 70 years old, if you think the government's going to be supporting you for the rest of your life, you're wrong. Because there's going to come a point in time when whatever savings you've made, or whatever Social Security you have paid, if Social Security is still there at that time, that's what you're going to be living off of. But if you have not created anything, and that's what you're teaching your kids to live off of the government. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe, and I believe that a minister, a minister that's willing to teach his servants that, to teach his sheep that, and support it, then that is a wrong teaching, and that minister should not be teaching. You know what I'm saying? That minister is a weak minister that does not believe in recreating and creating out of nothing. You understand? So the God that I serve, the God that I believe in, is the type of God that gives you the ability and the wisdom to create something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Create something out of nothing, the will to work. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Bible says that he told Adam that with the sweat of his forehead, you know what I'm saying, is what he will eat. You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to work, in order for you to eat and to have a home, you must work. You must take the time to work and reproduce. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody understands this message and is able to, you know what I'm saying, not only listen to it, but to be able to act and move forward from it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be somebody who depends on the government. If you have the power to work, there's some people that cannot work. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't have the physical ability to work. You know what I'm saying? And it's not by education. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that. It's not by what grade you went to. You know what I'm saying? It's how much are you willing to invest in the time. And I'm not talking about money. To invest the time to learn how to reproduce. That's how you know what I'm saying, that you are really willing to not be stuck anywhere. You could have gone to third grade and not know how to write or read. But if you take the effort to learn how to write and read, God will give you the ability for you to get there. So hopefully somebody understands this, and hopefully this changes you, because you know what I'm saying, like I said, if you want to depend on the government your whole life, that's on you. That's what you're going to be teaching your kids. That's why every time that your kids need shoes for school, you're waiting for God to do a miracle and have somebody give you shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's some people that cannot work. Some people don't have the ability to work. There's a lot of single mothers, single fathers that they don't have a babysitter. They don't have somebody who they could depend on to help them in the moment where they're working. Those are different cases. But a case of a husband, especially a husband that has the ability to work and is not willing to work, or is willing to just grab little, you know what I mean, temporary jobs around, then I believe that is the wrong message and wrong idea. So hopefully this reaches you, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully this encourages you to move forward and not depend on the government. You know what I'm saying? If you have the ability to work, work. You know what I mean? Produce. Make something out of nothing. God bless you. And till next time.